Yo, what is going on, guys? Achilles here. And I know. It's been quite a long time since I've uploaded. I don't even remember the last time I uploaded. I think it was like a week and a half ago or something like that. Um, but I remember that I promised you guys that I would be doing a map guide in the next video that I do. So this is the map guide. I read you guys' comments. This is probably the map I saw the most. Recommended by you guys or just people wanted to see. So this is Mountain Pass. This map has been around for the long haul. This map has been around forever. This is I think one of the original like 4 or 5 maps that was in the beta or whatever. So I'm gonna break it down for you the best I can today. So basically, from my general knowledge and from playing this map quite a bit, let's take a gander at the map here. For the most part, you're going to see that most of the mediums and heavies tend to gravitate towards this, the HJ12 line, and most of the fighting goes down around like these corners right here. You will get those stragglers that sometimes go over here to the ice road, and the guys that just sit up here hold down on the ice road. This map doesn't really have as many quirky spots as it used to. Before they updated it and put it on the one, you used to be able to get up on that hill that's right there, and you used to be able to actually get up on the on this hill that was like right there. That was a very prominent spot. You were able to shoot over. You were able to shoot people on the ice road. However, you are no longer able to do that because Wargaming patched it and ruined all of our fun. You can't get on that hill anymore either. So yeah, this map used to be a lot more quirky than it is now. But for the vast majority, most of the brawling that you're going to be encountering is going to be either going down over here, or in the or on the ice road. Typically, the middle bridge is really only the area for maybe like 1 or 2 tanks. They'll sit behind these rocks here, like maybe this one right here. But the general rule of thumb is that at tier 10, most of the people shooting at you, or just most of the tanks in general, have quite a long view range. So, like, say you're in like an E100, like sitting here, whatever's at the end of that road over there is going to be able to spot you because it is only like 360 meters. Now, granted, if he's way back in the corner behind that rock over there, he may have some difficulties detecting you. But I would only really ever sit here if you see that no one else on your team has, because if left unchecked, say all of your forces are here and on the ice road, and the enemy team in the south or the southeast pushes up across the bridge and they're already in your base, and you can't really do much. That is a situation that happens quite a few times. But for the general rule of thumb for me is that I'm almost every time you see me play this map, in every single replay I ever put up, I always come over to the southwest corner here. This is probably where most of the fighting is going to happen because there's just a lot of good areas, to utilize specific tanks and their abilities, such as like going hold down and stuff like that. So I'm going to drive over here and show you guys what's basically going on. So usually when the game starts, there's usually people that'll go for spotting runs. This is a really popular spot for medium tanks with high view ranges and light tanks. Usually if you hug this wall right here, if you're in a medium tank such as the 430 that has a really good camera rating, or a light tank, you will be able to light the cross, and you will be able to shoot people. The general rule of thumb is the south spawn. It offers some more strategic positions, but it's a lot higher risk to get to the strategic positions, which I'm going to talk about here in a second when we get over there. But if you are ever pushed back in the north and you need to have like some hold down spots, this is a good spot right here. Use these rocks. There's a couple dips over here in the side of the road. There's another rock right there, or you could fall back all the way over to like D3, C4 area. There's some good rocks and hold on positions to hide behind there. But for the most part, most of your brawling is either going to go down on this rock if your team is really slow to get to this side of the map and the enemy team in the south gets really close. And say you're like one of 3 people over here, I wouldn't ever advise ever pushing past this little hill right here if there's only like 2 or 3 of you guys over here for some reason, just because you have this little dune here for cover. But if you see the vast majority, say like 5 or 6 tanks follows you over here, this is generally where you're going to be fighting it out. Now I would like to advise that if you are in a fast medium tank or a light tank, and you do spawn in the north, this is a really good spot to get to. Generally, the approach is that you're gonna want to take is that you're gonna want to when you're driving, when you come around this rock over here, you're gonna want to try to stay as far behind the rock as possible when you are coming up the hill. So if you do want to stay hidden to anybody that's coming right there, you're gonna want to stay behind the rock like this, and then just kind of like pop out right here in the bush. Because if you're in a tank with a good camera rating, such as the 430 and or any insert light tank here, the people that are actually crossing, or the people that cross behind to go over to back here, they're not really going to be able to see you unless you are in, say, like an E50 or something, just because that tank has an awful camera rating. But this is a very strategic spot if you are going for those early spots on people that do actually try to come to this like J2, J3 area to try to engage you. This is a really good spot right here. If you have good gun depression, this is a really good spot for like T30s, T29s, insert tank with good gun depression here, STB. I believe this is one of the spots I highlighted in my STB review. This is a very good spot for combating that corner right there on the left. But generally, the rule of thumb is that you're going to want to stay, in and around this little like peninsula here. If you are low profile enough, say in like a 62A, this is a pretty good hold down spot here. Again, in the 430, it's not really that good just because of the turret roof. But as you come along here, you are pretty much safe from the people on the left until you get to about here, and then this is kind of like the leap of faith you take if you want to cross over to here to get to these hold down positions. Now granted, if the enemy team does have quite a few people stacked up on that rock right there at H4, it is going to be pretty tough to get across there without A, being noticed, and B, getting shot at. But this is pretty much where most of the fighting is going down. There's not really any like weird quirky spots, unlike maps on Erlenberg where there's like those weird scouting positions that you can get to, and just like really weird concaves in the land. But if you do spawn in the south, this is probably the best position to be in any tank. This little like ridge overlook here provides access to quite a different number of areas on this map. One of which is extremely important. Say you get the south spawn and you tootle your way all the way over to where I am. Say they have like some light tank or medium tank that comes down and they get to like right here. Right here you have literally perfect ass shots on them, like right about here. And then if you want to protect yourself from cover over there, if your tank's really low profile, you can just kind of like peek right here and not worry about getting shot from the like E3 area. And you can just kind of peek on these guys right here. Pretty much the only cover they have is that big rock right there. Other than that, they don't really have much. So this is a very prominent position. You are able to shoot people that go up the hill right there. You're able to shoot anywhere in the middle, and believe it or not, if your render distance should be able to reach all the way out to about there, about 600 meters. Now granted, that little like area right there, that like ice is actually a little bit higher than the ground that's behind that. So some of the tanks that will be over there will probably be hold down unless they're really tall, like an E100 per se. So you want to be really careful, not to peek out too far, because say you're lit and there's people that are over in that general direction, that can see you and shoot you. They will shoot you and go unspotted. Same thing works vice versa. Say there's some guy like right about here. I have perfect shots on him, and he's not going to be able to spot me because I'm looking through like 7 trees. So this is a very good position, just in terms of map control. Just because you have access. Say you spawn north and you push all the way up and you get this little this look over here. You're going to be able to peek, and not just this area right here around the corner, but you're also able to peek right here, and you can see all the people that are maybe sitting around those rocks, or maybe up on the hill over there. But I would probably say that this is the most important position on this map, because it can win or lose you the game. But that's pretty much all the strategic value that this spot gives you. I found that the general rule of thumb, excuse me, I know I've said that like at least 7 times now, but the general rule of thumb, there it is again. There's really no place else to go on this map, except for the southwest corner. for me, if I was to map out like the perfect situation, maybe like 1 or 2 tanks in the middle here, watching the bridge, and then maybe 2 or 3 guys go to the ice road just to keep track of it, because the ice road is very easy access to either base. They're pretty much sealed off from the rest of the map except for over here. This is pretty much the only time they're ever going to see any sort of, you know, maybe interference in their push. But the south spawn, you know, it is kind of a leap of faith getting from, you know, crossing this like gap of here all the way over to here behind this ridge. It is pretty difficult to get there unharmed if, say, you're in like an E100, just because the camera rating is so terrible. I found that most times it's probably the better idea to, you know, wait a little while till everybody disperses and then go for the cross. You know, the general approach when you are from the south spawn is that you want to take this little like look over here, like I just talked about. That's extremely crucial position, especially for the south, because that gives you that corner right about here, like the J3, the tip of J3 on top. That's a really crucial corner to combating that little like peninsula that's like right here. But this is also a very interesting area. There's some bushes here you can hide behind to conceal yourself. Say there's someone like up on, like, peeking over the ridges. Say you are in like a light tank or something, you can just kind of like chill in these bushes and keep them lit. If your camo value works, and then you will have shots on that little corner right there. Generally, you don't really ever want to go to that little area right there. It's pretty much a death trap, just because if the guys that are sitting on this corner, right here, staring down this little corridor, they literally have perfect shots on you, unless you're like hold down on the peninsula right there. But the people also peeking around the corner right here, like I just was, also have perfect shots on you. So, like I've said like 4 or 5 times now, this is pretty much where all the main fighting is going to go down. Everywhere else on the map is pretty much straightforward. You never really want to ever pay more attention to anywhere else but this side of the map. But you will have to keep in mind that if you do go over to this area, it will take you quite a bit of time to get to other parts of the map, as this is pretty separated from most of the map, except for this little like look over that gives you eyes on the entire middle of the map. Now, speaking of the middle of the map, I found that getting like really forward aggressive scouting positions on either one of these hills can either be really good or really bad, depending on your team. You never really want to go and just kind of like sit here and be the only person that's actually, you know, the only person that's actually keeping a presence. You know, you want to have people that are sitting here, you know, looking across, making sure you don't get challenged, and making sure they don't push you. You know, generally there's going to be some people chilling up on the hill over there. Likewise with the other side of the map on the other hill. So you always want to be you always want to be mindful of that. But yeah, so you know, there's not really much going on Mountain Pass. This is probably one of the more straightforward maps in this game. I'm sorry I wasn't able to provide you with any like super weird quirky spots that'll, you know, make you a 10 times better player. But you know, Mountain Pass is just one of those maps that's been around for the long haul. It's pretty standard. You know, if I had to say like where I'd want each tank class to go, obviously you're gonna want artillery like up on this like A1 hill, and then already back here or up on the hill. It doesn't really matter. I'd probably stick like maybe an E3 or maybe like a Jaeger, or I don't know, just like some super hefty tank destroyer or something that really isn't like super important. Maybe like your lower tier vehicles, maybe like a tier 9, like a Tortoise or something. Just like kind of plant them on the rock, and just to keep a presence there so they don't cross the bridge. You know, I'd send probably like a T95 over to here, just because it's really, really slow, and you're not able to, you know, you're not really able to do much on a T95 and go anywhere or go anywhere fast. So, you know, generally you send your lower tier tanks, you know, to the areas where most of the fighting, not to the areas that aren't going to be as populated, such as the southwest corner here, because this is where you're going to send all your big daddy tanks, your mediums, your heavies, maybe some TDs, you know, maybe some light tanks. Generally, the light tanks kind of sit around the middle of the map, just to you know, keep eyes on the cross here. But if you had to take away 3 things from this map review, 1, this part of the map, this little look over here, like in between the H3 H4 area, this is the most important part of the map. It's extremely crucial. Another thing I would like to tell you is that you always want to keep your eyes on the bridge. Even if you're in a top tier tank, and no one goes bridge, you still want to be that person that's overlooking bridge, just to make sure you guys don't get flanked. Because getting trapped in this little snake around path here is not fun. Because fighting your way out of it is living hell. And then the last thing for you is you really want to be mindful of people sitting on these hills. Say you are in that forward aggressive scout position on either one of these hills. There's either going to be artillery, some TD, someone just kind of chilling up there, just because it's the mindset of some players to just, oh, I'm a tank destroyer, I'm going to sit in the base. That's just what some people do, and it's just kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this review. I know it probably wasn't as quirky and in-depth as like my my Himmelsdorf one or my Erlenberg one, but I gave it my all. If you guys have any other like weird quirky spots to tell me about in the comments, let me know. I will probably like link it or make it an honorable mention in the next map review that I do. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments what map you want me to do next. I will be trying to pump one of these out, maybe like once every week or 2 weeks or something like that. Just kind of like a series thing until we cover all the maps, obviously. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think. And once again, thank you guys so much for all the support. The sub counts, it's been skyrocketing as of recently. I haven't even posted in like the last week and a half, and I already gained like 100 subs. You guys are the best. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. Comments, concerns, anything like that. Call me a fag. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I love it when you guys leave comments, good or bad. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you guys learned something. And if you did, consider giving it a like or something like that. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Achilles. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future, and I'll catch you guys later.